Alright, take a breath. Look around you. Think about the people you saw today, the conversations you had, the notifications on your phone, the dinner you're planning, the dreams you have for next year. Now let's drop a truth bomb. In 100 years, almost everyone you know, including you, will be gone. It sounds morbid, sure, but it's a statistical certainty. Around 90% of the people alive today will no longer be here a century from now. Some will pass in decades, some in years, some much sooner. But this isn't a message about fear. It's about urgency. Because when you fully understand how temporary this whole thing is, this body, this breath, this moment, you start to see how precious it all actually is. Today, we're exploring life's ticking clock, what it means to live fully, and how leaving behind thoughts for future generations might just be one of the most beautiful things we can do. The clock is always ticking. Let's start with some raw numbers. Right now, Earth is home to over 8 billion people. That number will keep growing for a while, but every single one of us is on a countdown. Average global life expectancy? About 72 to 75 years. So if you're 30 now, odds are you've got about 40 or so good years left, give or take. But time doesn't distribute itself evenly. Some people live to 100. Some don't make it to tomorrow. That's the wild part. Life doesn't come with a warning light before the final act. And in 100 years? All but a tiny fraction of today's population will be gone. That fact could crush you, or it could set you free. What do we do with this time? Here's the beautiful part. Once you internalize how short life is, you stop sweating the small stuff. That weird thing you said in a meeting? Forgotten. That social media drama? Irrelevant. That embarrassing moment? Doesn't matter. You begin to focus on what does matter. The people who love you. The passions that light you up. The moments that make you feel alive. When you realize how finite your time is, you stop putting off the things that really matter. You say I love you more. You call your parents. You finally start painting. Or traveling. Or writing that book. Time is the one currency you can't earn more of. You can only spend it well. Leaving a mark, writing for tomorrow. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine you could write a message in a bottle, toss it into the sea of time, and it would wash up 100 years from now. What would you say? That's essentially what we're doing when we post online, write journals, record videos, or even leave public comments. So here's an invitation. Use the comments section of this video like a digital time capsule. Leave a message for future people, maybe in 2125, who might stumble across this somehow. What do you want them to know about our time? What do you hope they've figured out by then? What do you fear they've forgotten? You might think it's just a silly exercise, but this is exactly how culture, memories, and lessons are preserved. People reading this in the future, hello. We hope you've solved climate change, cured cancer, and figured out how to make group chats less chaotic. How to live fully in a fleeting life. So, what are some ways to make the most of our limited time here? Here are a few hard-earned tips from people who've spent decades pondering this very question. Be present. The future and the past are mental constructs. The only real time is now. Most of our stress and worry lives in a future that hasn't happened, or a past that we can't change. Ground yourself in the current moment, whether it's the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the taste of your coffee, or the voice of someone you love. Create more than you consume, leave something behind. Build, write, sing, draw. Your creations, however small, are what echo beyond your lifetime. A photo, a recipe, a letter, a garden. These things outlast you. They become artifacts of your existence. Tell people how you feel. Regret is usually about what wasn't said, not what was. Don't hold back your love, your gratitude, or your apologies. Call your parents. Text your friend. Say, I love you, more than you think you should. That vulnerability is what makes life meaningful. Chase experiences, not things. You won't remember the shoes. You will remember the hike, the sunset, the laugh until you cry night. Invest in moments that make your soul feel alive. Memories age better than material possessions. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start living. Spoiler, it never comes. There will always be obstacles. There will always be something you feel you need first: more money, more time, more confidence. But life is happening now. Dive in. Forgive, including yourself. Carrying bitterness or shame is like dragging a weight through time. Let it go. Set yourself free. We are all works in progress. Be curious, explore. Ask questions. Learn something new every day. Not for productivity, but for joy. A curious mind is a vibrant mind. Be kind. Kindness is a ripple that travels beyond your lifetime. A smile, a helping hand, a shared laugh, these are the small acts that light up dark moments. And above all, don't assume you have more time. Because you might not. Not in the way you think. Live in a way that would make your future self proud. Live in a way that, if tomorrow didn't come, you'd feel peace with what you did today. Final thoughts. If you're reading this, you're already doing something precious: reflecting. Pausing to think about life is itself a sign that you care about how you spend your time. And that matters more than most things. We can't control the length of our lives, but we can control the depth. We can choose connection over isolation, meaning over noise, and action over hesitation. The truth is, every generation eventually becomes a memory. But what we do while we're here, how we treat others, the stories we share, the joy we create, those are the footprints we leave behind. The world is changing fast. Technology evolves. Cultures shift. But the core of being human doesn't change. We all want to be seen, to be understood, to be loved. And in our fleeting years, we all wonder if we mattered. So let this be your reminder: you do matter. Your time matters. Your presence matters. And every kind word, every small effort, every brave leap you take into the unknown, it all adds up to a life worth remembering. Make art. Make amends. Make someone laugh. Be here while you're here. And when the time comes to leave this life behind, may you go knowing you gave it your all. Remember, it's not about having more days, it's about having more life in the days you do have. Take inspiration from real moments. Like the 85-year-old grandfather who writes a journal for his great-grandchildren he'll never meet, just so they know what kind of man he was. Or the nurse who hugs each patient as if they were her own family. Small actions. Big impact. You don't need to be famous to matter. You don't need millions of followers to leave a legacy. You just need to live with intention. Laugh when you can. Cry when you need to. Speak truthfully. Love deeply. Forgive freely. Stand for something. Say thank you. Stay curious. The future will come, with or without us. But while we're still here, we have this moment. Let's make it count. Let's live wide, even if not long. And let those who come after us say, they truly lived. If this message touched you, even just a little, pass it on. Share it with someone you care about. Leave your own words in the comments. What would you tell someone 100 years from now? Or what's the one thing you don't want to leave unsaid? And if you haven't already, subscribe, follow, whatever keeps you connected, because we're all here, trying to make sense of this short, beautiful life. Together. Until next time, be kind, be present, and live like it all matters. Because it does.